game of dice. When Vidura invited Yudhishthira, he told him that he was against the idea of the game. But Yudhishthira did not wish to make Dhritarashtra unhappy by refusing. So he went for the game. The hall was crowded with all the Bharata clan, their friends, relatives and teachers. Shakuni, who was a trickster, played on behalf of Duryodhana, who decided what would be wagered for each game. The game began. One by one Yudhishthira lost his jewels and wealth, his army, his servants, cattle, villages, citizens and his kingdom. Then he staked his brothers and lost them too. Finally, Yudhishthira wagered Draupadi. Despite the shame and disgust among the onlookers and the strong objections by Vidura, Duryodhana overruled everyone. Only the Kauravas, Shakuni and Karna were delighted. Duryodhana ordered Dushasana, his brother, to bring Draupadi to the hall, dragging her in if necessary. When Draupadi refused to come, Dushasana dragged her by the hair into the hall. Draupadi put to shame. The Pandavas hung their heads in shame, and Bhima trembled with fury. The elders sat in misery at the shameful action of the Kauravas. The only Kaurava who protested was Vikarna. Draupadi pleaded with the Kauravas, the elders and her husbands. Draupadi asked whether her husband, having lost everything, had any right at all to stake her in the game. But none answered her or helped her. Duryodhana and Karna only mocked her, and the Pandavas said that they were now slaves to Duryodhana and had no right even to possess their clothes. Duryodhana ordered Dushasana to disrobe Draupadi. In despair, Draupadi prayed to Krishna to save her honor. A miracle happened as Krishna heard her appeal. Dushasana kept drawing her robe in a never-ending stream and finally sat down exhausted. Nature itself showed its fury in a terrible storm with thunder and lightning and the howling of jackals and screech of vultures. A terrifying vow. With the terrible omens, a voice from the heavens thundered a threat to destroy Dushasana with lightning. Terrified, he fled. But Duryodhana was beyond any possibility of change. He patted his thigh and invited Draupadi to sit on it. Bhima was already in a rage, and he vowed to break Duryodhana's thigh in combat. He also vowed to wash Draupadi's hair with Dushasana's blood. Hearing this, Duryodhana also fled from the court. Draupadi swore her hair would remain loose to remind everyone of her shame, and she would tie it only after Bhima had avenged the disgrace she had been subjected to. Bhima's vow horrified all those who were present, and the weak Dhritarashtra was frightened out of his wits. Realizing that his sons were going to be punished, Dhritarashtra stopped them from any more insult and talked sweetly to Draupadi, asking the Pandavas to forgive and forget his son's conduct. He ordered everything to be returned to the Pandavas and sent them to Indraprastha. Loss yet again. Draupadi's anger was terrible. The Pandavas then left the hall to return to Indraprastha. Duryodhana, again supported by Shakuni, Karna and Dushasana, was very angry with his father for letting this opportunity slip from their hands. He was also afraid of the Pandavas. He insisted that they should recall Yudhishthira for another game. If he lost, the Pandavas would have to go into exile for 12 years and then live in disguise for 1 year. If they were discovered in the 13th year, then the exile would begin again. Dhritarashtra, as usual, was persuaded by his son. A messenger was sent to call Yudhishthira back. Yudhishthira was addicted to gambling and had decided not to oppose his relatives. Once again, he felt that he could not refuse the invitation. Yudhishthira lost the game, and the Pandavas, seething with shame and anger, prepared for their period of exile.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, subscribe to Sahil Book House.